I mean, the key problem here appears to be the relationship between Mourinho and Ed Woodward, who is the executive vice chairman, and the word executive seems key here. It's reported that really what they said to Mourinho wanted to get rid of Anthony Martial. He was even prepared to get rid of Pogba, who he's fallen out with. But what the hierarchy at Manchester United have said to him is, we want to keep these young players, and we don't want you to do what you've normally done. In other words, the big signings he's made at Old Trafford are Ibrahimovic, Alexis Sanchez, Nemanja Matic. Now, they're all experienced, seasoned pros, and in Ibrahimovic's case, past that point. And they're the kind of players that Mourinho has always been comfortable working with, rather than young players of promise. So there's a key clash there already.
Yeah, I think it's a shift. And if you look at Mourinho's teams, he's been very successful at Chelsea and also at Inter. At Inter, he's had a team that was probably a little bit too old, but he got a tune out of them and he won all three trophies. And the thing is, when you've got an experienced team, they kind of manage themselves, because they will look after the younger players, if there's any in the team. And they know the game. They've been around the block for a long time, and they are, I'd say, easier to trust. But I think what we've seen in recent years, the game has become quicker, and in a way it has become a young man's game. And if you haven't got these youngsters in the team who bring the club and move the club forward in the next 5 or 6 years, I think you could be left behind. And I think this is why they said these players should stay here. And I think the best example was Pogba in the World Cup, who hasn't been magnificent in all the games. But in the final, he played in a very good game, scored a goal, set 1 or 2 goals up, and he showed what he's capable of. And clearly, he hasn't been able to bring the best out of these young players. And to get rid of Marshall, or wanting to get rid of him because he stayed with his missus when she gave birth, it shows a lack of empathy in a way. And I think society has changed, and I think in a way, you have to adapt your management style. And the way he's been managing in recent months, I'm not too sure whether this is the way moving forward. And there is a clash. I think he's been favoured, or installed as favourite, to be the first manager to be sacked. And it's quite astonishing that a manager of Manchester United starts the season in a few hours' time, and he's actually favoured to be the first one out the door.
Yeah.